Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Unlimited Characters podcast hosted by your boy Entertainment. Today is episode number 13, lucky number 13. We're locking in today, not talking about sports, going into some other random stuff. You know, the good stuff you see online when you're just kind of searching, scrolling, chilling. I'm out in the garage. I'm out in the backyard, vibing, catching some sun rays. I was about to say catching some vitamin D, but that'd be a major pause. But thanks for everybody that's checking out the video today. If you haven't already done so, hit subscribe, hit like, drop a comment, share the video, share the page. Let's make it happen. Let's grow the channel. Let's just grow everything. Let's do everything we can, guys. But let's just kind of lock in right away, man. I'm not even going to play games. We're not going to, no small talk. We're going to get into some fun stuff today. And the first thing that I want to talk about today is this pretty cool thing I've been seeing a couple videos on. Took a little deep dive yesterday, and it's called the 80-year theory, also known as the Strauss-Howe hypothesis. So the theory basically is that every 80 years, a crisis occurs in American history. So if you want to look at the last few examples, 80 years ago, we had the last crisis, which was the Great Depression and World War II that took place during that time frame. 80 years before that was the Civil War. 80 years before that, the Revolutionary War. So you take a look at that, and it's kind of interesting to see how it's laid out, but that's just kind of the general version. So basically, like I said, 80-year theory states that every 80 years a crisis happens in American history. Last one was World War II. Before that was the Civil War, and before that was the Revolutionary War. So these guys, Strauss and Howe, if that's how you say their names, I hope so. But basically, man, they wrote an entire book on this called The Fourth Turning. I have not read the book, guys. This is a internet, YouTube educated thing that I got on. But it's pretty interesting, man, because leading up to these crises, what they say is that there's 4 cycles, or they call them turnings, that happen about every 20 years. So pretty interesting. You have a crisis, let's say like World War II. They'll have that first cycle right after that. They say is called like a high. That's when there's still, the crisis just took place. Institutions are strong. Individualism weak. The next after that would be the next 20 cycle, where self-awareness and personal authenticity rule and institutions are under attack. Then the third is called the unraveling, when institutions are no longer trusted and individualism is strong and thriving. Then the fourth turning goes right back to the crisis. So that's an era of destruction, often involving war, in which institutional life is destroyed and rebuilt in response to the nation's survival. So super more in depth you go check out the book, man. But I was taking a look at it, and it kind of speaks to you as a person. You know, life's very cyclical. Things already happen in seasons. Things happen in cycles. And I love me a good little theory. So when you see it playing out in nature like that, it's interesting that, you know, things do kind of, that famous catchphrase, history repeats itself. You definitely see it happening. And it's weird because you kind of also hear that quote a lot where, what is it, like, strong times create, or no, right, let's see. We got to look it up because I don't even know how to say it right. Strong times create, there we go. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. So it's kind of, you see that little cycle that we go through as a civilization, as humans. And one thing that's interesting is they kind of describe these turnings, or these 20 year cycles right around that time, as kind of the seasons of history. So at one extreme, you have these awakenings where it's kind of comparable to summer, a super extreme where people are witnessing and going through everything that's happening. Then the next thing you would have would be that crisis on the other side of the extreme. One's like summer, one's like winter. Then the two in between would be those transitional type of seasons, and those are the high and the unraveling. And it's interesting because obviously they talk about some of these that happened in the past, but they also claim that we're kind of living through one of those moments right now, and you could predict kind of when that next crisis or thing's going to happen. So let's get into that current 80-year cycle. So the last one, you could take a look here, 1946. Oh, take a look. I just have it down here. Sorry, guys, can't see it. But current 80-year cycle would be 1946 to 1964. That was a World War II victory. U.S. had the most even distribution of wealth. Rock and roll was born. TVs became dominant in home entertainment. kind of considered like a period of conformity where people all wanted to blend in, institutions were strong. And that's kind of that high period coming out after the World War II victory. People, everything in America, people are on the same page, all fighting towards the same thing. Then that next cycle kind of breaks out as the Awakening. That's 1964 to 1984. That's people kind of breaking out of those norms. LSD was created. The Beatles were popular. Woodstock took place. Civil rights movement, women's liberation movement. Then the next after that awakening is the unraveling. That's 1984 to 2008. NWA came out. Gangster rap, they would say, was created. 9/11 happened during that time. The Gulf War, the Berlin Wall was destroyed. Columbine shooting happening. Financial crisis of 2008 happening. And then right now, which we're living in, they say that crisis cycle or the crisis turning is 2008 to 2028. There's a large political divide if you live in America where some people take that stuff way too seriously against each other. COVID-19 has happened, and just all the civil unrest, different, border issues, economic issues. And it's kind of crazy you see that happening. And as a millennial, somebody born, I guess, in the unraveling and then living through the crisis part, it is pretty crazy to see because you do kind of see how these eras play out. The 90s and the 80s were all about, people just rebelling. You think about music, how it was like that, and how people thought that it was crazy. And now that kind of just built up into this quote unquote crisis that we're living in. So I don't know. I don't know if it's 100%, but it's definitely something that's a little bit weird going on when you look at it. So I know for me, my mind was jumping. I'm like, man, is it just like history? Are we learning? Then I start getting into the crazy part, like, man, maybe it really is a simulation. Maybe we are in a simulation. It's just every 80 years something happens. Like, it's always something going on. And you don't know whether it's purposeful, whether it's just kind of human nature, and how we are. And it kind of seems to me like a little bit settling. I mean, not settling, kind of makes me comfortable. Like, all right, maybe things are just always crazy and we'll figure it out. But obviously, the crisis, the last one that we went through these last 80 years, like we said, World War II ended. And then before that was the Civil War. Before that, the Revolutionary War. So I'm like, oh, cool, crisis will be better after. But that costs like millions and millions of lives all around the world. So it's a little bit scary to think that that's something crazy could happen still. Also a little reassuring that history does happen. We could live through it, but you got to hope. Keep your fingers crossed that you survive. Go get your like bunker stocked up right now. Go to Costco, get some chicken noodle soup, get some waters, buy big bundles, and stock up on it. Man, so back to the 80-year theory, back to what we were talking about here. So another pretty interesting thing that they go into, and this is all stuff from the book. This is Spark Notes, guys. So if you want to go check out the book by Strauss and Howe, it's called The Fourth Turning. I think they wrote one right before that called like Generations. But they go pretty in depth, a lot of stuff that they go into, and they talk about how there's these 4 different archetypes or personas that usually lead these like 20-year cycles that come out of these generations. So generations like Gen Z, millennials, boomers, who else is before that? Like Gen X. So pretty interesting what they talked about, and they gave kind of some examples here that I was looking at. Boomers, which come from that, high cycle, that high turning where things are great after a crisis and people kind of band together. They say that those usually have like a prophet archetype. These are the people that are living through these times where everything seems great. So that prophet generation usually enters a childhood during a high. And these are people that they gave the examples like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, people that were predicting back then, like, hey, everyone's going to need this computer. Everyone's going to want it. A funny example they gave was Bill Gates predicting COVID 5 years before it happened. I don't know if that's prophet type or if he was involved. That's a discussion for another day, but that's just a joke. Please don't take this video down YouTube. But then pretty much talking about that first generation during that high, they have a lot of aspirations. They probably see the world like, yo, we could do anything. Everything's resolved. So those are people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs during that generation. The next one, living through that like awakening period where people start to kind of break away from some of the institutions. Those are considered like the nomads or the nomad archetype. And these are people that they live during that awakening time of social ideals when young adults are attacking institutions. Gen X is considered nomads. These are people like Elon Musk, people who are building things, people who are thinking outside of the box, new industries, new inventions, and just kind of doing it outside of, that collective, putting it out there for everybody. They're more thinking like, hey, we're going to build this, we're going to get this done. Different type of nomadic experience. And it's a weird example, but that's the one that they gave, so I'm going to ride with it. The third one that kind of grows up during the unraveling, those are people that they call the hero generation. So a time of individual pragmatism, self-reliance, people that got to grow up and don't even probably trust what's happening. They got to fight through all these types of things, and grow up team-oriented. They're optimists. They emerge as energetic, overconfident midlifers, which sounds a little bit insulting. And that's also because they say millennials are considered that hero generation. So people that I feel like you've been living through all this craziness and you just kind of find your way. At least if you're trying to, you got to just finesse, guys. We're living through it right now. If you ain't trying to finesse out there and wiggle your way through things, you ain't doing it right. You can't play by the rules. Artist generation. So this one kind of spoke a lot when you read it because it's pretty funny to think about how they describe it and who they're talking about. So the artist generation, they're born during a crisis time. So these are kind of the Gen Z people right now. So it's during a crisis time when danger cuts down social and political complexity. So, there's a lot of different things going on that changes everything that's happening. They grow up overprotected by adults that are preoccupied with the crisis. And like I said, they say that that's Gen Z. That's kind of that artist generation where they probably just lost faith in everything that's happening. They're a little bit sheltered, a little bit overwatched, and they're leading into that crisis time. What are they going to do? What's Gen Z going to do? We don't know. Millennials, we the hero generation, apparently. Don't forget that, guys. I want everybody that's a millennial, salute to you. We're the heroes. We got to step up, apparently. Take care of everything. What else is new? But, man, let me know, what do you think about the 80-year cycle? For me, it was pretty insane, man. I'm thinking we have until 2028. We're 4 years away from apparently the next crisis. And it's really messed up because when you look at everything that's going out there in the world right now, people are talking about World War III. People are talking about civil war here in America, which is crazy to even think about. So there's just nonstop drama every day. I don't know whether that's because we're exposed to so much more of it, whether it's orchestrated that they want us to just spend so much time looking at this type of stuff, or is it just because obviously clicks and that makes a lot of money? And that's a little dystopian within itself. But the 80-year cycle to me seems kind of legitimate, at least in this American history. And that's what's even more wild, man. It's like literally, I think we're living like in the American simulation because everything seems to be playing out in little cycles over and over. But it also goes back to that quote, the hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. So kind of makes sense though, and it does. You see that happening right now. We've been living through some super like quote unquote easy for the majority of the people that live in America, especially if you're lucky enough to have a job and all that. You're kind of sheltered from what you would think or what you see a lot in the outside part of the world where maybe things aren't as safe. And then people start to not even trust in that. Things are coming apart, that whole unraveling. So it's pretty wild, man, because I feel like that's has been happening. It feels weird, but those last 10, 15 years, so much stuff that's happening just doesn't even make sense, where it does really feel like things are unraveling, kind of heading towards some type of point. Who knows what that point is? I hope we're all stay safe. I hope nothing crazy happens. Maybe we could break this 80-year crisis thing that keeps happening all the time. But who knows, man? Something's going on. Clearly, you could see it. Read the data. Get into the numbers. But go check out that book. I'm going to have to check it out at some point. The Fourth Turnings, or what's it called? Let's look it up real quick. I'm just sprouting out like I know what I'm talking about. And I just spelled his name wrong. I put Strauss and Howe. My bad, Strauss. So yeah, The Fourth Turning by William Strauss and Neil Howe. It's got a 4.6 out of 5. They're spitting. Let's see what it says. Generational theory describes a theory recurring generational cycle in American and Western history. According to the theory, historical events are associated with recurring generational personas. And it is interesting because you do kind of, I guess it's a human trait where we like associate times to things to kind of keep track. But you really do see like, yo, these are like that person that led these 20, 25 years. Here's that next person that did it. I think of it like NBA terms because I love the NBA, but Same thing there. It's like 10 years. Here, 20 years. So who knows what the next cycle is? Drop a comment. Let me know. What do you think? You think there's going to be another crisis? What is it likely? Because it looks like it could be a whole lot of different things. And according to this, we got about 4 more years to go before we hit that new cycle. But in the book, they do say it could vary. So 20, 25 years. So maybe we don't even know if these cycles line up exactly because we're looking at it live. But something definitely could happen out there. And these little archetypes that they talk about, some of it, I get it. But a little bit you could be reaching to. But also, let's take a look. They got this video on Twitter. Shout out to this dude that does a really sweet kind of visualization. I always like these little videos here. So you got these little things. He's got a whole thing. He talks about it. It's crazy, man, though. But you see it kind of, this makes it a lot easier to understand when you're looking at it through here. I'm not going to go through a whiteboard. That's a little much, guys. This is more vibe oriented. We're here to chill. We're here to talk. Take a look at all this crazy stuff. Look at that. So yeah, this guy did a sweet little rendezvous rendition here. Cool little boxes, huh? Making me like, damn, I got to step up. But the 80-year theory, guys. Every 80 years, a crisis occurs in American history. 80 years ago was the end of World War II. 80 years before that was the Civil War. 80 years before that was the Revolutionary War. So let me know what you think. Is there truth to it? What's the next crisis coming up? There's a lot of options out there. So we might be living through that current cycle right now. We'll see what happens. But drop a comment, like, share. Let me know what you think. Man, gets you just a little sweaty. You're like, man, we got a crisis coming up. Like, I got to pay my mortgage. Actually, that's kind of decent then. I wonder, that's one thing, car insurance payments probably stop. We'll take it. Just kidding. We don't want any more drama here, man. I want to live free. Can't we all just get along? All right, next thing, which I think is pretty hilarious, is the oldest recorded customer complaint in written history. So let me pull this article up real quick that I found. Well, I saw the article somewhere, and I heard about it, I think, too, on actually on a few different places. But this cool article, they got the archaeologist.org. Shout out to you guys. But it talks about it. So this is the oldest recorded customer complaint. It comes from Mesopotamia, and it's over 3,800 years old. So the complaint's pretty much about a merchant his name is Ea Nasir, and it's from a customer that was named Nani. So basically, it's pretty funny. Dude went out, and they got a picture here. Let me pull it up. You see this tablet, and they have it up, I believe, in the British Museum, which I'm kind of mad because I probably walked right past it. I was there not too long ago. But this complaint pretty much goes into that. So here, let me see. They keep there's way too many details sometimes. You're like, let me get that little 40-second version real quick. So E. Nasir, who's the guy that received the complaint, this guy went all the way to Dulum, bought some copper, went back to Mesopotamia to sell it. On one particular occasion, he agreed to sell some copper ingots to this dude named Nani. Nani sent his servant with the money to go complete the transaction. But when Nani got that gold back from him, he considered it to be substandard, did not accept it. He ends up creating this letter that he delivers right back to Ea Nasir. Inscribed on it had the complaint, and that was on that little thing that we just showed right now. And it was a complaint about the delivery of the incorrect grade. He had issues with another delivery. Nani also complained that his servant had been treated unfairly and rudely. So pretty much he just went out and wrote the complaint, man. You know how much time it takes? You know how upset you got to be to go whip out the clay tablet, start chiseling in, write out this entire complaint, pretty much saying, bro, you didn't give me the right type of copper. You treated my servant like shit, which is a crazy statement in itself. Like, yo, this is my servant, but you're going to treat him right. And then he also made sure to let him know that he wasn't going to accept it, even though he did give him the bread, basically being like, bro, I paid. You're going to go get what's mine, fix what's wrong, and we're going to get back to it. So they actually have exactly here what the tablet reads. So let me read it. Tell Ea Nasir, Nani sends the following message. When you came, you said to me, I will give fine quality copper ingots. You left, but you did not do what you promised me. You put ingots which were not good before my messenger and said, If you want to take them, take them. If you don't want to take them, go away. What do you take from me, what you treat me with such contempt? How have you treated me for that copper? You have withheld my money back from me in enemy territory. It is now up to you to restore me in full. Take notice that I will not accept any copper from you that is not fine of quality. I shall select and take the ingots individually in my yard, and I shall exercise against you my right of rejection because you have treated me with contempt. Just absolutely groundbreaking complaint. Belongs on the Yelp Hall of Fame, Google Review Hall of Fame. We need to see more of this. I'm sick of seeing those complaints. Yo, I ordered, didn't come that great. Write it with some class. Nani went all in right here, basically telling him, bro, treating everybody like shit. You promised me you were going to give me the good stuff. Didn't do that. I'm rejecting. I have the right to reject you. It's just great stuff right here. If you're writing a Yelp review, 1 out of 10, this is going to get a 12. This is what gets you put in the Hall of Fame of haters, the haters club, the fun suckers, the Buzz Killingtons right here. But Nani gonna get what's his. And it's kind of funny that, he's like, you treated my servant like shit. You told him if you want him, take him. If you don't, go away. Like, what is he? I don't know why he's above them. Hopefully there's a paid servant, but usually servant means you're working for free. So I'm assuming that this guy's just, I don't know, pretending to be nice, because what is he worried about here? But funny as hell that people still been complaining 3,800 years ago. So many of the things just kind of stay the same. A lot of people like to think we live in like some crazy sophisticated times. Maybe we have a bunch of cool technology everywhere, but still comes down to the same thing. You want to buy something, you want to get it the way that you want it. Somebody doesn't treat you the way that they should, then you're like, bro, let's get this running back. And this sounds more like it was like a business agreement or something. So these dudes were running businesses back then. He's probably salty. And here, let me take it back. And this is what it looks like, just to show you guys again. A lot of work here. And I have no idea what language or anything like that, so let's not get into too much scientific terms here, guys. But the complaint was found in the ruins of an inside an old Babylonian house, which may have been the residence of the guy that had the complaint. So shout out to him, man. I wonder if he was as that shocked, like, yo, nobody's ever used their clay to write this complaint before, and he actually saved it. The tablet was acquired by Sir Leonard Woolley, leading a joint expedition of the University of Pennsylvania and British Museum from 1922 to 1934 in the Sumerian city of Ur. It's pretty cool, though. Funny find. You always imagine they're trying to find something super historical, like, oh my God, maybe we have the inscriptions of a king, and it's just some dude complained that he didn't get the right quality of copper. Keep it classy, man. I'm happy, just think of that hardworking guy, just won't take it from anybody. And it's also always ironic that the British are just somehow always involved in taking something from another country and putting it in their museum. Just great work, archaeologists all over the world working hard to feed the British museums and the Smithsonian. And if I said that dude's name wrong, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not a linguistic type of person. I don't know who the E and the C is. Nani too. If I'm saying them wrong at all, just correct me, make fun of me. I'll be okay. And actually, here we go. It was written in Akkadian cuneiform, and it's still kept in the British Museum. So the oldest complaint ever, man, 3,800 years old, or older than 3,800 years old. So one particular occasion. That makes it sound even funnier. I wonder who writes this stuff. It's also interesting, though. I'm like, I hope they actually, like, how do we know who actually transcribed this thing? Who know? I know. What I do. Shout out that, what is it, Zay? What I do. All right, let's see what else we got on here, y'all. Let's surf the web. Let's get off topic. This is how you stay informed, guys. CNN, no. Fox News, no. NBC, no. ABC, no. Twitter, yes. Lock in. All right, let's see right now. For you. Dang, it's always got to be something cool. Malik Neighbors. But let's go to entertainment. We're not gonna talk sports today, guys. I promise. No sports. Let's see what else is happening here. Oh, The Thing. This was pretty funny. I was looking at a little bit earlier. They got the new Thing off of Fantastic Four. What's he look like? Ah. You know what's funny too is like, where I think they had a comparison somewhere. The Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, like they all have the same fucking thing, whatever. But how is this the best thing that we get to? Like you always hear about like, CIA has the greatest masks ever. Is that even Joe Biden? Is that even Donald Trump? It's a fake. Let's get the Thing mask right then. Like, what is this? This guy looks like E.T. mixed with like a fucking reptile. That was actually one of the best ones. This looks probably more realistic somehow, but fake as hell. And then this just looks, I don't even know what's going on here. I'm not sure. Yeah, everyone's in the comments. Yeah, Fred, look at that way here. Notice how practical ones look great and the CGI one looks, well. Yeah, but the Thing, guys. Oh, they got more photos. I guess that's good, though. At least going back to actual costumes rather than all that weird CGI. CGI just never looks right. I don't think so. Never comes out the way that you really think it should. They got it for days. All right, we got to read the replies. That's always the funniest. Let's see. Which one should we look at? This one. You just see the major haters in there. I love it. It's something I really don't care about. I'm not into Marvel. I like some of the movies, but I'm not like a nerd about it. Or I'm not a fan, I should say. I'm not a fan where I know everything. So it feels good to just sit back sometimes and watch people get mad about this stuff. But I think everybody's into it. No complaints. Twitter coming into a better place. Man, there we go. Let's put this on the national ballot. Let's make people happy. Everybody's like, yo, costumes look better than CGI. Let's get together. The type of things that make Americans unite. What costume does The Thing have? Can't argue on that. You want regular costume over CGI, right? You want to unite the American people. You ask a question. Do you want the actual costume for The Thing, or do you want the CGI? Everyone's going to say the regular costume. You vote for CGI, very anti-fun, anti-real, anti-not it. Actually, anti-it, because that would be not it. Get a correction. All right, let's see what else is going on. Chadwick Boseman. All right, let's RIP, bro. It's always sad when you see one of these. He fit that role so perfectly, too. It was such a badass movie. All right, we're going to move on. That was too sad. RIP, Chad. Oh, my gosh, guys. If you haven't already done so, go look at this right here. Check Woody. I swear it's not going to be anything crazy, but this is hilarious. Looking up this stuff going on through the Young Thug trial, and I'm no expert on it, but it's just been hilarious, man. These dudes are on stand just like acting a fool. Who knows what's going to happen? When you look at some of those videos, a lot of people speculate like, yo, Young Thug's going to get out. There's a lot of crazy drama going on. But this is one of the guys that used to ride with him and now I guess is like apparently up here snitching. I don't know what. He's on the stand, but he's saying he made up people's names like Lil Mike and Quest to snitch on. They asked him here if he's aware that calls can be retrieved. Yeah, they are. But dude, this shit is crazy, man. They just go look it up. They keep asking him different questions, and this dude is just like, yeah, no, maybe so. He is chilling. Here we go. Here we go. Did Jeffrey ever give you money for doing a crime for him? I never commit a crime for him. Woody Allen. This always gets thrown in here out of nowhere. Come on, guys. Let's put it to rest. He's a fucking animal. We don't fuck Woody Allen. How else can we go out about it? And I just clicked and I fuck. I hate when you do that. You know you gave them like a fucking click. I hate giving them a click. You know, every click costs money, and I click on it. I'm like, fuck. They just got to add some stupid shit. So basically what he said today is he made up fake people to snitch on Young Thug. And another video, he was talking about like anytime they asked me something, I would just be like, yeah, it was him. Yeah, he told me to do it because he said it. I know when they would go ask that there was no proof that he actually told me to do it. So he's just lying. And you don't even know. That's just some weird, crazy, goofy ass shit, but it's happening. There's just so much going on right now. All of this stuff is crazy. Do, 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 do. Like, this is so funny right here. The state charged Woody for false statements at the same time that they were relying on some of his statements for this case. They quietly dismissed the false statement charges against him 2 months ago. So they told this dude that he provides false statements, drop the charges so that he could then go ahead and take the witness stand against Young Thug. So they know he's a liar, said he lies, charged him with it, dropped it just so they could let him talk during the trial. They're wild. It's crazy, guys. You know, I don't even care what you do, what you are, whatever side you're on, but you know the criminal justice system is a little fucked up. Seems like it just doesn't have any type of like common sense anymore at this point. Like people that should be in jail get out. People that really shouldn't go to jail because of fucking rules and technicalities and who knows how to finesse. It is crazy. Let's see what's going on with K. Dot. This is cinema. All right. Just nothing cool. Bunch of random stuff. I thought it was going to be something more controversial. Let's see. Meek Mill. What did Meek Mill do? He freestyles over Kendrick Lamar, Euphoria, and Drake's Family Matter diss song. That's definitely playing the fence. Yo, I'm going to freestyle for both, all right? I don't want them to know who I don't fuck with. Oh, this is what I was seeing a little bit earlier. This lady, I don't even know who this is, but... And I just gave him another click. Fuck. I hate giving him a click. I hate giving people clicks. She said she can't name 5 Meek Mill songs. And it sparked a debate. Everyone gets so mad, too. Who the fuck is Mandy B? That's what I thought about, too. I was like, who is this? I don't even know who it is. That's what's always funny on Twitter. The most random people's opinion goes viral. So you don't even care who it is. Then why does everybody respond? But it is also funny that Meek Mill's is always catching strays, man. Nobody ever wants to fucking fuck with him. Jay-Z crowned Meek Mill the next Jay-Z. When did that happen? Did that happen? I don't think so. Yeah, she's tweaking. Meek Mill just always catching strays, though. Can't help him. The funniest ones are those food ones where he's like eating fries at the pool and shit. Let's see what's over here. Oh, yeah, this is pretty dope. Let's see. So David Fincher. I have no idea who you are, but I know all these movies. So obviously I'm a David Fincher fan. And I'm saying that without knowing who he is. So if he's fucking weird or crazy, let me know. But which one is his favorite? So let's see. Alien 3. Fight Club, classic. Gone Girl, classic. Mark, I don't think I've seen that. Panic Room, seen that. Good. 7, fire. Benjamin Button, I think I've watched it, but just like scrolling, not paying attention really. Game, good movie. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I don't think I've watched that full through either. Social Network, fire. The Killer, I don't know if I watched that one either. Zodiac, fire. If I had to pick one out of these, let's go. Let's do like a top 5. All right, top 5 David Finch movie, or David Fincher, my bad. That's how you don't know. I don't know his name. David Fincher. If I had to do, let's do, top 5. All right. Number 5. All right, let's actually pick the 5 first because that's going to be the hard part. So I'm definitely going to throw in Gone Girl. Gone Girl was fire. Social Network was fire. Fight Club, fire. 7, I always like 7. That's fire. So far we got Social Network, 7, Gone Girl, Fight Club, and man, the last one, It's either going to be The Game or Zodiac. I think Zodiac. All right, so we got Gone Girl, Fight Club, Zodiac, Seven, and Social Network. So we got to put them in order. So in order, I'll say Zodiac's probably 5. Then I'll go, and these are just mine because this is my choice. Zodiac, then I'll say Fight Club is 4. Seven's 3. I would say Social Network, then Gone Girl. Gone Girl's crazy, man. Gone Girl literally makes you get mad. You're like, what is this bitch doing? You just get so upset. But Social Network's really good too, though, man. The first time, everybody knows the first time they watched Social Network, they were lost in the sauce. You were like, this is the greatest story ever told. And then once you started getting to Mark Zuckerberg, I think when he was like exposed more to real life, everybody kind of was like, this dude's a little bit weird. And then Social Network kind of died down, especially when people stopped fucking with Facebook as much. But now, you got to look back. It was a good movie. Told the story. And Facebook really did, like, Facebook changed a lot of stuff. You can't even stunt. Everybody's saying Fight Club, which, yeah, but come on. Yeah, there's some good list on here, guys. What else did he write? A lot of shit, man. Right, direct, goofy. Everyone's got all the different stuff here of the Social Network. People love that movie, I guess. Zodiac was really good too, though. It's hard to put them, I gotta watch them all. Gotta watch them again. That's just an excuse to go watch more movies. So good. So good. Yeah, people really do love Social Experiment. Or Social Network. I'm over here reading like 50 things at once. Gone Girl. What you gone, girl? Yeah, Gone Girl, bro. Craziest fucking movie ever. You're like, no, she's beating him. Started making you nervous. First time I watched that, I was like, no. Gone Girl gave me that crazy feeling. Not a David Fincher movie, but what is the other one? The Lovely Bones. That movie fucking always makes me be like, I feel like I'm reliving the movie somehow. It's crazy. What else is going on? This should be going crazy. Vatican 20. This shit is actually fucking crazy. You guys heard about this stuff going on at Aurora, Colorado? It's apparently like some Venezuelan gang taking over multiple apartment complexes. Let's see. This is just some random account. Libs of TikTok. Let's see what they got on here. Armed people. Damn. Is this real, though? Is this real? That's the part, you got to be careful. Let's see. View of the parking lot and shopping center. We're congregated waiting about the presidential. I mean, I don't think it's illegal to wait in a parking lot. Probably not a good idea to all be together, but fuck, that's not a big deal. This is reportedly, so yeah, you don't even know if that's true. People on here saying that they took over a complex and are robbing gun stores. They robbed 10 gun shops. How do you even know if it's true? And then people just wilding out on here. Front door. Let's go back. The thing is that how do you know if this is true? I mean, I'm not going to say it's not true because people say they're there, but these are just videos of like buildings. This could be fucking Chicago with definitely not migrants. Could be anybody. Full thread. All right, let's see. Libs of TikTok usually got some funny stuff, but they be getting pretty serious. So is this the whole thread? All right, reportedly. All right. I mean, that's the thread. All right, whatever. We'll have to wait to see more. I don't know if it's true. Somebody here saying it, blah, 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 blah. And people here are funny as hell. I'm trying to see how they could get a gun. It's America. You can just find one. You don't have to. It's like Illinois. You can just drive to Indiana and go buy one in Indiana. It's not that hard. Let's see. Nothing. See, like this, it's like apparently. That could be anything, bro. This looks like anything. It's like a family reunion. But it could be real too. But this is not enough. I don't know. I'm not seeing like enough of this. The same video over and over. Don't you like? I don't know. Unless they're just definitely taking the internet and wiping, which I could see that too, because there's a lot of examples where they're just cleaning shit off the internet. But I don't think people would not be able to get shit out there and get videos out posted. Let's see. All right. And then you just get a bunch of fucking comments. That's why I don't always take the comments seriously. And we got to see more videos, bro. I got to see more. I feel like these all there's only one or two videos that look kind of the same to me. Craziness happening though. So get out, vote, get involved in your local neighborhood. Don't forget, America starts local, guys. Shake Shack. What's going on with Shake Shack? I was about to end the episode, but we got to take a look. I like Shake Shack. Oh, shutting down 6 California locations, including 5 in LA after minimum. These are always funny, though. Shake Shack reported a 50% increase in earnings, 27% share matching. They did probably make a lot of money, but they probably not due to these stores. That's kind of the stupid part when people say shit like that. Like, yo, why are they going to keep it open just because they could have made more money probably if they didn't have stores that sucked? But this is what happens, you know, with like pricing, and when they tell you what you got to do, you got to let the market dictate. You got to let the market dictate, y'all. That's why you don't want free 25,000 loans for everybody, because then the prices are going to go up and then you can't pay for everything and then companies leave. That's funny too, though. I guess I didn't think about that either. But it's not Shake Shack's fault that the cost of living in California keeps going up. Oh, maybe that's the other people that run the fucking state. I can't even say anything, man. Illinois is just as fucking bad. All right, y'all. I'm getting all sad here thinking about this. Zoolander. Hey, is there a third one coming out? Oh my God, people are going in. Oh no. Oh, let's just get out of here. I don't know if I'm ready to go into all that today. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that, guys. I don't know. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up. Let's see what did happen at the Vatican. Oh my God, these are so funny. Pope Francis warns of grave sin. Oh, they always pick the most crazy videos, of course. I mean, obviously nobody wants crazy fucking criminals where they live. Some people obviously are deserving and seeking asylum. But it is hilarious because they got a giant ass wall and like the heaviest security. So usually what happens, you know, not only the Pope behind that giant wall, but it's usually a bunch of rich people that live in a gated community that have private security that are like, yo, let everybody, don't check who they are. Yeah, because you have a private security that's going to watch you and a gated community that has another security guard. Let's just use common sense, guys. Let's just do that. How hard is that? How hard is it to not be all emotionless? Use your brain. Oh, man. Take down the wall at the Vatican. Take it down. That's hilarious, though. All right, y'all. Let's just get out of here. Things are getting a little murky right now on Twitter. I was hoping for some fun shit. And sometimes, actually, let's go on to Yahoo. Got random here. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. How the numbers? Get ready for that, guys. NFL starts. Definitely going to be chopping that up. But you know there's going to be nonstop Taylor Swift again. So hope you guys are ready, because I'm not. I just want football, guys. That's all I want. Hey, yo. I haven't caught this Rings of Power either. Shogun, lit. Go watch Shogun, bro. That show was awesome. That was one of those shows I actually locked in, didn't turn stuff off. You got to read the subtitles if you want to do it right. And it was worth it. The Next Bachelor. They love The Bachelor around here. They love The Bachelor in America. So the plus streaming services, so many streamings. I hate it. Music. This is all I really use Yahoo for, guys. Do you guys even remember Yahoo? I do. I remember. The 1996 went wild for the Macarena. How the dance craze took to the Chicago convention floor. You know, when I think, like, why am I making a podcast? Why am I just talking about random things? This person's getting paid to talk about why the 1996 DNC went wild for the Macarena. Just remember, if that person can get paid for that, you can do anything you want in this world, guys. Believe in yourself. This person gets paid to write about the Macarena making a craze at the 1996 Democratic National Convention. The type of article you got to lock into. And this was in 1996. I was 3 years old. Didn't even know the Macarena was just taking over the DNC. They had C-SPAN footage. Macarena by Spanish pop duo Los del Rio was originally released in 1993. Antonio Romero, inspired by a flamenco dancer moves, came up with it during a studio session and recorded it with partner Rafael Ruiz. Don't worry, guys. I'm Mexican. I speak Spanish. I promise. Mexican and Italian. I'll whip out the ancestry DNA. Would have been a Rodriguez if I wasn't a Maurici. La Macarena. Let's see. A remix by the Miami-based producers. The Bayside hit differently. Oh, so there's like an original. I didn't even know that. Had a dance beat. It's funny as they like explaining this. So just remember that, guys. Let's go back. This person's getting paid to write this entire article about the Macarena and how it took over the Democratic National Convention. Is this what they think is going to get people pumped up? I don't know, but somebody is getting paid to write this. Somebody, Susie Byrne, don't know who you are. Shout out to you. Get paid. But she's getting paid to write about this. How this went wild. You could do anything you guys want. This is America. Don't forget that. So when you're hating, when you're like, yo, all the crazy shit the government does, Yahoo will pay you to write about the Macarena. Don't forget that. Freedom still exists. It's still here. Post Malone, did this come out already? Let's see. Oh, I guess it did come out. Oh, wait. On countries. 1 trillion. Did it come out? Oh, yeah, it did come out. Damn, I didn't even listen to it. There's a couple good songs on there, so definitely go and check that out. All right, y'all. I went a little longer. I thought I was going to do 30 minutes. We're at 47. YOLO. Unlimited Characters Podcast is going to start getting some guests, guys. Fantasy football is coming up, so get ready for some sports talk. Going to be dropping an episode with that. Hoping to get my boy, Danny Marrero, the commissioner of the Fantasy These Nuts League, into, getting him on the episode, talk some fantasy. I got that draft coming up on Saturday. Another league draft that I'm in with my family on Sunday. And I'm in a work league, guys. So we're locking in 100% into fantasy. Next episode, definitely going to be talking fantasy. After that, going to be talking some grades, how things are going. So looking to get, like I said, the commissioner, Danny Marrero, on the podcast, coming on. Probably a couple other guests coming through. Thanks, everybody, still watching. If you made it this far, you the best, you the GOAT. Drop a comment if you are here. We'll send you some love. But like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you got to do. Thanks for checking it out. Stay tuned for the next episode. Entertainment signing out. Deuces.